Yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo. What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team, and welcome to What's Up Wednesday. Give it up. Oh my gosh. And here we are, another Wednesday night set down, and right next to me is my main man, PR Cowboy. Let's give it up for PR Cowboy. Mr. Pete is in the house.
What up, what up?
How you doing, brother? You doing all right?
Doing good, man. Just, enjoy the bye week and just getting ready for this week and see what it brings to us, man.
No, you can't. Well, you know what? And you're right. You are so right. It was great to be able to have a bye week without, stressing out, your blood pressure up here. You know what? You are so right. I give it up for Pete because you.
Look. I'm calm. I'm more relaxed this week. So I can look at everything from afar and just like, okay, we're on the rest of the season. Let's see how we do, and let's see if we can keep this pressure down a little bit.
Just the idea of knowing that we didn't have to watch our Cowboys and not in the uncertainty of if we was going to get a win or if we're not going to get a win there's a lot of stuff going on. And don't let me forget, we got to talk about Brandon Aubrey. Yeah, so I'm just going to throw it out there because I don't have it written down on notes. But if you guys didn't know, Brandon Aubrey has been called to jury duty.
Yeah. He's on the did not practice today list.
Oh, man. So what is that about? Perfect time. We don't know if he's going to be back in time for the game or if he's going to sit on the jury. I don't know if he get. Brandon Aubrey, one of those guys. I used to, when it came to jury duty, I would say some off the wall, give some off the walls answers just so I wouldn't get picked. They say, do you think a child's statement is important? No.
Get me off this list.
That right there put me on the back bench. I guarantee that put me on the back bench when I did that. But let's get right on into this, man. We want to give thanks to all our subscribers and all those that follow us on the Cowboy Huddle podcast. Without you, we definitely wouldn't be where we are today. And my moderator is not here tonight, so guess what, y'all? You're gonna see me looking to the side a lot because I got to do this. You know what? Our pay is definitely going to be done. But here we go. Let's get right on into this, Pete. Let's do this here. So here we are. The Cowboy Huddle podcast apparel. Step in style with the Cowboy Huddle new apparel. Represent our Cowboys while supporting the Cowboy Huddle podcast. Great for tailgate parties, home game, as well as away game. Visit all our apparels at www.cowboyshuddleapparel.com. Give it up. Yeah, man. So, yeah. And again, thank you. Have yours came in yet, Pete?
Yes, I got it, and I was going to bring it on to show it. I was just in a rush, but yes, I got the mug. It's good stuff, man. So yeah, y'all go on there and check out this stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. We got a lot of nice stuff, man. And thanks to everybody that has ordered some of the apparel off our online store. Man, again, we see people actually purchasing the merchandise, and which is a great feeling, man. And also, we're going to probably announce we're going to probably do a watch party. Cowboy Huddle podcast was supposed to head to Atlanta, Georgia, which personally I won't be able to be in attendance. Had a situation come up, but Fleabug will be in Atlanta, Georgia. Give it up for Fleabug. She is going to hold it down for the Cowboy Huddle podcast on November 3rd. When Atlanta plays the Cowboys. So it's a big tailgate takeover down there in Atlanta. Again, so Fleabug and a couple of others that would be down there representing the Cowboy Huddle podcast. Unfortunately, I would not be able to make this one. Just it happens. Things happen. You know what I mean, Pete? So that's where we are. So let's get right on to this. I know people want to know what's going on. So we need to go ahead and, again, y'all going to be seeing me look over to the side a lot. My buddy Andy, I was like, you don't look to the side. Well, somebody got to run this darn thing. There go Felicia Collins. There go Fleabug. Give it up for Fleabug. Anyway, she's gonna check in and see what we up to. So she is in the house. So With that being said, let's also get into this, man. With what we said was going to talk about right off the bat. Let's get right into this sick and shut in list. Now we always say sick and shut in, which is the injury list. So, Pete, what we got for the sick and shut in, my guy?
Yeah, man, we're gonna start off with some linebacker news. We got Nick Vigil, limited practice with his foot. Still dealing with that. He's been missing out. Kendricks, he's back to limited fashion, so we're hoping he will get him back this week as well. That was a big piece we were missing. It's hard to, man, after the bye to still see these guys. Some of these is just tough, man.
Yeah,
But Leofel, our other linebacker, full participant, so with the shoulder, so should be good. Our wide receiver, Flournoy, rookie Flournoy, he's dealing with limited practice. He's dealing with the ankle injury as well. We haven't seen
his
much of
feelings
him.
hurt. His
Yeah.
feelings hurt because he
Yeah.
fumbled. Yeah, give it up.
Yeah, man. We saw that. John Stevens Jr., our tight end, which me and you like very much,
Yeah,
limited practice with his knee. Carson, our rookie cornerback, he was full participation with that shoulder, so we should see him back in action, which will be good because Bland, we were hoping, they thought he'd be back the last game. They thought with the bye he'd be back. Now it's looking more like a game time decision for him for Sunday. So we're just not sure if he's going to be back. That's a big one. Parsons, another big one. He did not practice again today. The jury's still out on him. Still
hmm
don't know if he's going to be ready Sunday. Tyler Guyton will be back on the offensive line. Full participation. He'll
Wait a
be
minute.
back. He will be back. He will be starting. Yes. And then we got, I remember this one, Jordan Phillips, defensive tackle. They
Yeah,
opened up brought him off IR, opened up the 21 practice day window. Um, that big old thing. Was he really had to go to IR? Was it a Mike Zimmer really just upset with him? They put him on IR
right,
kind of thing.
right.
We didn't know. But like he's back off. He fully practiced today. So some help on the defensive line coming soon too. So that's what we got on the sick and shut in list.
Okay, well, yeah. So with that being said, I also got a couple of names from the 49ers. I don't know if you
Yep.
pull that up, but there are a few
Yep.
names. You got a few
We
names?
Yeah, we got Brandon Ayuk out for the year for the 49ers. Big name for their wide receiver. We have Debo Samuel dealing with the pneumonia. He had some fluid in his lungs also, kind of deal. They're not sure if he'll be ready. And Christian McCaffrey, he's one of those two. They're just not sure if he's going to be ready for this one also. So some big names on the 49ers side also missing. But like we said, we can't have no excuses on our side that we're missing guys.
No.
We got to put the guys out there and we got to play the game. So
Next man up. Next man up. So that's what's up. So it's going down. I mean, we're not making no more excuses. With that being said, we got somebody in the house. A number one fan is Lord Nova is in the house. Let's go. Let's go get the W for the Cowboys. Okay. Yeah, we need it. We need it, man. We need this, man. We need this bad. I mean, Yeah. Again, we got Felicia Carly said hello, ever. All right, she's in the house. And also, we got the fire starter. Fire starter is in the house. What's up, Cowboy Nation? Say a prayer for my dad. Almost,
yeah,
almost.
yeah. Patrick's yeah, his dad's in the hospital, man. So say a prayer for him. He's
Okay,
I
we
just talked to
definitely
him
will
earlier
lift him
today.
up, brother. You got our sincere prayers from the Cowboy Huddle podcast for sure, brother. Thank you for being able to come in and hang out with us tonight, man, for sure. So with that being said, we're gonna move right along, man. So after getting through the Brandon Aubrey deal, and again, like I said before, Brandon Aubrey, our kicker, our playmaker, has been called to jury duty in Tarrant County, which is in Fort Worth. So we're not sure if that's going to affect him for playing Sunday or what, man. I mean, and I just feel that Brandon Aubrey went up there and being this A1 guy and answered all the questions. The defense
Yeah,
lawyer and the prosecutor said, no, we want him on our side. So he's stuck. Damn, Brandon, you're supposed to wear a Metallica shirt up in there with some crossbones on there. A politician, they would have got rid of you, man. Give it up.
I mean, maybe we got some Cowboy fans right there, and they'll probably be like, "Hey, he has a game to play Sunday, and he's our
Yeah,
best
hey,
weapon,
yeah.
so we got to
Hopefully,
put him out there."
yeah. Hopefully, the judge will see and say, "Hey, no, he needs to go. We need him on the field, son." But with that being said, man, moving right along, man. I don't know if you guys are aware of it, man, but there is a situation with the Dallas in this facility. So this is brought to us by SB Nation. Dallas Cowboys facility tours are once again under scrutiny with quotes from several former players. So I think it was Dalton Schultz who had once said something. He thought it was something like a zoo, when they're
Yep.
in this, in the gym working out and you got tour coming through and all that. So have you heard of that, Pete? Have you heard anything about
Yeah,
that?
we remember when Dalton Schultz said that, and we talked about it at the time. We're just like, well, I mean, we can see that. I mean, yeah, right. But now you get multiple, we get extra players saying it, and now you feel like, well, yeah, this is a real problem. Then for if the guys are not feeling like they can get ready because of all the, and according to the deals, we're the only team that does it. So
Because you know what? We're America's team.
yeah,
And this is something Jerry just feels that he has to do. But so there are several comments from former players. Just one former player said, "We have 24/7 access to the facility, and it should be a place of solitude," said a recent former player who requested to be anonymous to discuss the topic freely. "I come in for extra work at night to use the hot and cold tub, and there's fans walking through, poking out at you." He says you're walking by the tour guide, and they're pulling the fans to the side, and you hear them say, "Oh, that's CD Lamb. That's CD," says former Dallas safety Jaron Curse. Like Dalton said, it's kind of like you're in a zoo, and kids are going to see the lion. That's not a reason why we didn't get over that hump, but I just don't think that really equates to winning. Give it up for Dalton Schultz. So that's just two comments by two of the players that actually played with the Cowboys, man. So is it this? Evidently, I guess, Pete, this is a marketing strategy.
it just adds to the dysfunction we have in our organization. It adds to the decision makings that our GM owner makes, and like you said, and we've said it before, he markets the team. He's all
Yeah,
about building the brand all the time, and that's what he's about. And we've come to that conclusion, right? Where this is where he's at now, and the more we go on, we feel the less he cares about winning in with our franchise.
yeah, for sure. And this is just some. Gosh, Jerry is just all over the place, man. To be honest with you, Jerry is all over the place. He's all on the fan, and he's saying things, and he's contradicting himself and everything, and it's just crazy. And Lord Nova said we better win this game. Hey, I totally agree with you, man. I totally agree with you because this definitely is a must win. We're gonna get right into that in just a minute, but but Jerry is
And
all
it
over the place.
Yeah,
Go
and
ahead, Pete.
it comes back to it like what we have to do overcome. It's not just overcoming our schedule, overcoming injuries. It's overcoming, like you said, the zoo. It's overcoming the show. It's overcoming what Jerry does. These players, like the more we sit here and think about it, it's like, man, these players have to go through a lot. And if they are ever to win a championship and go through all this, props to them because that is a
It's a lot
lot
of
that they have
pressure.
to deal with. Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure. When my son played, man, with the Cowboys, man, he said when he left the Cowboys and went to Arizona, it was like a sigh of relief.
Mhm.
Kid you not. He said, "Pops, when I left the Cowboys and I went to the Cardinals, it was like a sigh of relief because, and not, no shade towards the Cardinals, but the expectations wasn't as high as it is as always with the Dallas Cowboys. It's so much pressure to play with the Cowboys, and then when he went over to the Cardinals, it's like it was like a relief. Like there's the media, the tension, and everything. So yeah, I'm sure it's like it's a lot.
Well, like you said, like the expectations for a Super Bowl is always there, right? We expect championship as fans, and this is what you should, right? You should
Right.
have that, but that extra pressure, like you said, with the tours while you're working out and all this other stuff, it's just like no other team has to deal with it. Like he said, with Arizona, you don't have to deal with that over there.
No.
So you just add that on top of it, man. It's just it's tough. I can imagine tough for these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's been so that it's the public eye and the media eye is so much on the Cowboys. It's like whatever's being said, it spreads like wildflower. And like I said, we talk about Jerry and what how he got in a heated conversation with Shannon RJ 105.3 The Fan, and then he goes to the coaches meeting and owners meeting and has some other words to say. But now we got a reliable source that had to make a comment. And I value this person's opinion when it comes to football, and especially when it comes to the Cowboys football. So you and I both know, and I'm sure everybody that's watching has heard about the comments Troy Aikman had said about a particular position. And he basically was talking about the receivers, CeeDee Lamb, and the receiving core. He preferred. He considered them as lazy and not running routes properly. So when you hear that coming from Troy Aikman, what take do you? What do you take from that when he says something like that?
This guy, he watches a lot of football. He knows what he's talking about, right? He's come from offense where the receiver is going to be where he's going to be, right? He's going to be there, and he's going to trust him to be there. And he comes from that style of offense, right? He remember seeing Troy throw the ball and that receiver not even his head being turned, and he's going to be there. And we're looking at it, and not to get Dak off the hook, but could that be running through his mind where he's not trusting his receiver to do what he needs to do, right? And then even if the ball's not going your way, if the defense sees you just giving up on the play, they know it's not going to you, they can shade off of you. So I trust his opinion on what he's seeing out there, and if that's the case, I hope they got called out for it during the bye.
Well, and with that being said, man, and what I'm gonna go this route because since we're talking about that, and with that being said, what Troy Aikman said about the receivers, then we had something from Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
Michael Irvin, he played with Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
And I have a video. Give it up. I have a video, and I'm hoping it comes in clearly. But Michael Irvin and Key Johnson is going to talk about the receivers back when he played versus the receivers today. So I'm going to bring this up, guys. Well, let's get right on into this a little bit. So this is something that he wanted to share with us about today's receiver. So let's get into it a little bit.
You can get your position. You can get smaller guys, guy like Keith. Well, I'll go. I'm not going to be doing all that faking. I ain't that quick. I'm coming. No, I'm not. I'm telling you right now. But I studied it in such a way I understand modes of inertia. Given the same weight and size, I'm the moving object. You're the still object. I'm going to go on set. I'm going to hurt this person if he stands in front of me.
Check out Mahomes scrambling into.
Well, we don't want that to go. I knew that was going to happen, but let's get that out the way, and we'll come back to it. We don't want to get copyrighted. But anyway, so he's going to get into it, and he's going to show us a little bit how he ran routes versus how it is pretty funny, Pete. If you think about it, this is exactly what today's receivers are doing. And it's like, but he's going to show us something here. Let's get back into it. I think he's ready. Let's see. I think it's ready now. Let's go. All right, let's just try this again. Here we go.
Got 3 minutes here, real quick. Can we? I'm audible this thing real quick. And I hope the director doesn't kill us because we just came up with this out. So
great idea.
Yeah, I just said. So tell me exactly what you're doing. So I'm at the quarterback.
Get off the ball, which kills the timing. I have studied this like no other, especially this. I'm going to play my position right here, right? Troy's over there saying blue 18, blue 18. Sound reverberates. It reverberates out. Blue 18, blue 18. It's going to the center, the guard, the tackle, the tight end, and it's coming way out here to me. It's getting here to me late, but I'm going to sound travel out. When he says blue 18, set, he's here set over there. I'm going on set because I'm not waiting on Hut to travel to me. Hut. Now I'm not the moving object. When I go on set, I'm coming right here, right through his shoulder. Any moving object hitting the same still object, same way the side of moving still object. I'm 210. If he's 210, I'm not going through 210, 105 pounds though. One of these shoulders, and I'm going right now, and I'm going to hurt you if you don't get out of the way. That's what he's talking about. Instead of these guys sitting here doing this, and now we get guys jump back. What the hell are you doing? What are you jumping back for? You gotta go. Troy said go.
You gotta go.
In the play.
Michael's right. You gotta go. You gotta just
go. You gotta go. Just go. You go.
Good job, man. My shoulder's hurting, and I'm gonna sue you.
And they don't
give it up. You know, and I think that's the deal, man. I mean, he said how they take off the line, but he also goes to say by these today's receivers, what they're doing. What they're doing today is they're doing this dancing thing, and by them dancing, you know, Dak is still holding the ball. You know, so the time has changed, and he was saying something as if, you know, today's receivers are trying to play the game of not getting touched. But Michael was saying that the game is about getting touched. Like he said, I'm going to go through 105 pounds on this side and 105 pounds on this side instead of trying to run around and run through them. So do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you see it. And where have the rules gone, right? The rules have gone to favor the wide receivers because you can't touch them. You can't, God forbid you do anything like to them. You have to let them catch the ball before you hit them. So they're used to just not having to be physical anymore.
You don't have to. You really don't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what we're saying, you know, what Mike is saying is the quarterback has a timing to get rid of the ball, and you're sitting here dancing and faking it instead of just coming off the ball and getting to your route. So now you just killed the timing. But here's my question: If this is the problem, and I have a $240 million quarterback as a and I have a golden key, like Football Junkie said, you know, with $240 million, you got a golden key. You can do it. You can make things happen in that organization. $240 million, you can make things happen. So what that means is that if CD, you're not running your routes right, hey, I need you, CD. I need you to get off the line. I only got 3 seconds to throw the ball. So it's okay for, you know, your quarterback to say that to your receiver if this is the problem. You know, Patrick Ryder says, that's why we need to trade for Cooper. He runs his routes. Hey, he's one of the best route runners out there, but Patrick Ryder, we would not be able to get him because he is now with the Buffalo Bills. And he caught a touchdown pass.
Yeah. Sure did. And he didn't even know the play.
He didn't even know the play. Scored a touchdown. He just gave him a little step, a stick route, and the ball came to him touchdown. The guy's going to be incredible. He's going to be incredible, man. And I take nothing away from Amari because really and truly, if you remember when Amari was here, Amari was actually teaching CD.
Yep.
It was teaching him the ropes. He was teaching him the routes, how to get open, how to create separation. So, you know,
and I think that's an issue too with these guys because sometimes with these receivers, you see these big numbers right during the regular season with these wide receivers. They just big numbers right all the time. But then when you get to the postseason, when the referees start letting them play a little bit more, that the defensive backs get the hands. And how many times do you see in a playoff game just receivers unable to get off the line, just throwing their hands up, looking at the ref every time. And you see that every time. They're just so used to just not having to get mugged at the line. And and that's what happens, man. And like you said, now they're just dancing around 5 yards behind the line.
Making the job easy for the cornerback. Keyshawn Johnson said he remembered at least breaking 3 wrists when he played, just because he was hit the defender's hand so hard. He would break their wrist because you know he's getting off the line. But these guys are dancing and crisscrossing it, you know, and then taking it to their route. You know, that's pretty, but you know, we need you guys to get open. Let's hold on a second. I got to do a channel identification, guys. So hold on one second. All right, that's what's up. Yeah, we'd like to thank everybody for being a part of this channel, man, and just being a part of what we do and what we talk about. Without you, we would not be where we are. Give it up. So here's one. Dylan has a question. He said Cowboys stink, but okay, yeah, they do stink. Give it up. I'm gonna put it up there. Dylan, you're right. They stink. You know what? You're absolutely right. I'm not going to not show that comment because you're right. I agree. Do you agree, Pete? They stink right now.
They have stunk at home. Yes, they have.
So he said he has a serious question. He says, serious question. Are y'all worried about relation with oh my gosh, man, what's that about? The relationship CD and Dak may or may not have. What do you think? Pete?
I don't want to worry about it because we just seen these guys connect last year. Like they were on fire last year with it. You know what I'm saying? So minus the playoff game, but they just, you know, it seemed like they were fine then. Like, so I'm not worried about it yet. No, I'm not. Yeah. Like I said, what we've seen so far hasn't looked pretty. And I'm on the hopes of the bye week. They fix some of these issues.
Yeah. I can say, dang it, I lost that video. I can say, you know, it happened to me when I was in high school. Me and my best bud, he was running back. I was a receiver, and you know what we did. You know, a lot of the players, you know, follow behind us because we kind of set the tone or whatever. But him and I kind of got a little falling out, and by us having a falling out, it divided the team because so many would, you know, go with the running back and so many would go with the receiver with me. And, you know, it really affects the locker room. And if that's the case, this is where you would think your head coach would get involved and say, okay, hey, whatever this problem is, we need to iron it out because basically we have a division in the locker room. And again, because I don't think anybody knows what's going on with this team. And I understand that right now, Mike McCarthy is dancing a lot around the questions being asked and not being, you know, truthful about what's going on, but he dances around the questions. But I think you and I both, Pete, we can see that there is something that is not jiving, something is not clicking, you know. So, you know, how do we handle
and a lot of it, and like I said, a lot of it could come, like we said.
We lost him. But and this is so true, though. I mean, unless you deal with your problem, I'm sure he'll be back on here in a minute. Unless you deal with this issue, it's going to keep the. So what you're saying, Dylan? I hope I'm saying Dylan. I'm gonna say Dylan. I think it's Dylan. It's a problem. It can be a problem. This can really be a problem for the team, and you can tell right now it's divided. This team has no sense of identity. There's no sense of direction, and you know it's starting to show. And then you got your owner saying one thing, and your coach scared to say another thing. It's just a lot going on. But again, yeah, Donna, I say this. Yeah, I say yes. That is a concern to me. I am worried. You know, the relationship with our top receiver and our quarterback. So let's let Pete finish saying what he had to say. Okay, Pete, go ahead. You're back.
Yeah. So like we said, it could be a lot due to the receiver route, like you said, like the dancing around, a lot of that. So like we said, if CD's getting on the Dak during the game, yelling him on the sideline, I hope Dak is doing the same to him in practice and telling him like we gotta practice how we play. Because if you're not practicing that way, then I hope our quarterback is taking that leadership role and telling them like, hey man, we got to get this. And this was the perfect time to do it. You had the bye week. We got to figure this thing out.
You know, and in saying that, because you know what we've said so far, I also was watching a content creator not long ago, and they was talking about Mike McCarthy's GPS. Whatever it was, it's more like his practice sessions, and the GPS is referred to more of a walkthrough or a jog through practice, and it's a practice set up to where the players do not get hurt. Now we heard Dak said himself, we need to practice harder. Yeah. But this GPS, I got to look it up more, but I watched this one content creator, he was talking about it. But it's a system that Mike McCarthy uses to keep his players healthy. And I've been to the training camp, and I'm gonna tell you, it's powder puff. It's powder puff. So we hear our quarterback saying that we need to practice harder. So maybe that's what he's talking about. But you know, this preventive measures of practice that can affect your play.
No, yeah, and we see it at the beginning of the year every year with teams not being able to tackle with the penalties. You see it in the first few games across the league because training camps are set up like that across the league. You're not able to have as many padded practice.
Right.
And we've seen McCarthy get in trouble because of him having extra practices when he first came on, remember? So yeah. I don't know if that's just kind of simmered down since he's first started, if he just kind of took it easy, but I just feel like with the opportunities that you have to have those physical practices that are given to you, make it as physical as possible because they're so limited. They're so limited in what you can do now.
True that. That's so true. And then, well, it's so limited now that they got to wear shells on their helmets.
Well, we just come from a different era, G. It's just it's hard for us to
They're wearing shells on their helmets, bro.
You know, and I can't even get up whenever you see a hard hit, and I know when you see a hard hit, you jump off your couch like, boom, you know, and you're just used to just seeing that. But now when they do it, you're just like, man, where's the flag at? I know the flag's coming in somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, you know it's a flag. You can't. It's a lot of things you can do. Patrick Ryder had something to say. He said, I hope during the bye week, CD and Dak work out together to get their timing back, man. You know, I think all of us got our fingers crossed on that, man, because really and truly, I'm going to just basically put it out there like this. I really think we need Dak to basically take over this game. We really need. I understand it's more than Dak on the field, but Dak is going to have to break the curse. He's going to have to break the curse, man. We have not played or we have not fared well against the 49ers. Now, both teams are injured. We know that. Both teams, we can't make an excuse. Next man up. And it is what it is. But at the same time, I need Dak to step up and take over this game. We got to find the end zone. We got to find the end zone, Pete. And it's going to be really important that, number one, let's not take the ball on the first possession. Please. Can we not do that? Because we're not that good on offense.
No, we're not. It's hard to believe, man. Like, man, we're just like last year, 30 points a game, and you're just like the offense just rolling, and just, man, what? So, and we said this before the year started. Yeah. When Jerry decided not to pay his guys, when Jerry decided not to make free agent moves, when Jerry, waited till last minute and all this stuff, when Jerry decided not to do trades in the middle of the season to help this team whatsoever.
Yeah.
We said, and I told you, this is going to be McCarthy and Dak's job to get us somewhere. If we decide to go, if we're going to go anywhere, it's going to be up to them to really. And if we do, it's going to be kudos to them, or we're going to go down because of it. So
yeah. Well, here's some numbers for you. In week 6 versus the Lions, and the 38-point loss was tied 4th for the worst at-home game in franchise history. Cowboys offense, pass per game. I'm sorry, points per game ranked 20th. Total yards per game ranked 12th. Rush yards per game, I'm sure you can guess that. 32nd.
32nd.
Yeah, and pass yards per game 2nd. So that right there tells you the story of the Cowboys. Yeah, this is what our offense is looking like. We cannot find the end zone, Pete. For whatever reason, there's a big stop sign in the end zone. There's a big red light in the end zone. Do not cross past the line in the end zone. And I said in the last video, maybe if we just throw touchdown passes from the 50, we won't have to worry about the red zone. How about that? We wouldn't have to worry about the red zone. If we throw from the 50 every time and just throw a Hail Mary. But you know what? But I know something here. What if we can't find the end zone? What if we run 4 kickoff returns back for touchdown and 5 punt returns back? We might can win the game. Give it up.
Well, that's where we fall too. We turn the ball over and we don't get turnovers. So that's not a recipe for winning either.
Wow. So what? I mean, okay. So Pete, you got this going on with you. You see your team is playing this bad. The wheels about to fall off at 3-3. This game here is it's you got to have this win. You got to have this win. You really have to have this win, or your team will be irrelevant. So how are you going to fix this game? I mean, you got penalties. Your line. I mean, well, not even that, but your players are not being held accountable for the penalties that's taking place. We can't find the end zone. We're giving up touchdowns. How are you going to fix this?
You gotta figure out a way to get the run game going. You've got to figure out a way to get the run game going. I think this is going to be the key that's going to help your defense and help you, because if you can run the ball and control the time of possession and keep your defense off the field, I think this is a formula you have to go, because if you're just going to go quick 3 and outs, we already see our defense, man. The run is just, they can't stop it. And this next list of games, whether whoever's at running back at San Francisco can run the ball. You said the Atlanta takeover. Who plays running back for those guys? Bijan Robinson.
Oh my God, Bijan and that Algier guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You get Joe Mixon. You get Brian Robinson next few weeks. It don't get easier to stop the run. So the best defense, keep those guys on the sideline. Your offense stay on the field and score touchdowns.
So your offense is your best defense. We need our offense to carry our defense. There have been times that our defense carried our offense. We need our offense to carry our defense, man.
Yeah, that's where it's at, because that's where your big playmakers are at. So you're gonna have to.
That is so true, man. I mean, but see, here's the problem with the run game, you know. And I was watching a tape when we were watching Zeke and watching all the running backs run the ball, and not just Zeke, but true enough, Rico Dowdle had a great game when we played Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's about as worse as we are. They are just about as worse as we are. But with that being said, it's just our scheme when it comes to the front line. Number one, we got 2 rookie linemen starting. So the timing has just really, really been bad. And, we lost Tyron Smith. So we brought in Tyler Guyton to work at this left tackle. And we also have Cooper Beebe. Now, what's been said about Cooper Beebe? He's been doing well. But what's hindering Cooper Beebe is the stunts. He's so caught up in trying to help that he's missing the stunts that's coming in his gap. So, so it is a work in progress. But I can accept one player in work in progress, but we have 2. And then we got Terrence Turnstile over on right tackle over there. That's not doing too well either. We have Zach Martin. He's at he's starting to give up some pressures now. He's at that age. I just have a feeling that he's going to probably retire after this season. And then we got our best player is Tyler Smith. So there's some issue. So maybe you have to change this offense. You might have to run double tight. Go to play action. You don't have the personnel to run 4 wide. Bring some extra protection to create a running game. You know what I'm saying?
And run behind your left side. That's going to be your best odds. You run behind Tyler Smith, and what's the best way to help an offensive rookie is run the ball. Because if your quarterback's just sitting there getting sacked all game and getting hit all game, they know it. Help your offensive line and run behind those guys.
And you got to get creative. You had 10 days off. I want to see something new. I really do. I don't want to see on second down, no, and third down and 1, we in shotgun. What the crap is that about? Third down and 1 and you in shotgun. And I did a video on TikTok about that. Scott said, "Oh my God, people, it's more than just Dak." And you are so right. It is, Scott. But again, we know how our defense plays right now. And this is the week that we're going to need our offense to be our defense. And how you go about doing that is by keeping your offense on the field and keeping your defense off the field. Now, what we've been seeing here lately, we've been seeing our defense on the field majority of the time, while $300 million is on the sideline. That don't make sense. Make it make sense, Scott. So when we're talking about Dak, this is Dak, because Dak has played horrible against these teams the last 3 seasons. So in order for us to stay relevant, we're going to need Dak to step up. That's what we mean by that. Yeah, we know it's more. It's what is. Yeah.
We know it's
players out there, right?
We know it's more than Dak. And I've said it before. We said in the playoff loss, we saw CD not catching the ball. We see the defense. The last game we just saw Diggs not making business decisions and not getting enough tackles. So it's not just Dak. We know that, and Diggs is getting a big contract too to see him doing that. And it's just, we know it's just not him, but we need him to be that dude now, because and it's tough, man. It's just, and I'm tired of saying like it's coach's fault, Dak's fault, because I'm on the side it's just Jerry's fault. I'm just playing it out. It's Jerry's fault because he's the GM and he's put the players out. I've watched the Chiefs play up to this week, and Mahomes has not looked great at all year long. But they are undefeated because that defense and they can run the ball still. And and right now, you can say what you'll say, he's game managing that Chiefs team right now. They're not winning because of him. He's game managing. He's managing it. And that's fine. That's fine. You can win that way. But we don't have that capability where our defense is just, we're leading our defense. Dak, just make a few plays here and there. Don't make, no. You're gonna have to go out and win these games, man. It's on you now.
Patrick Ryder says we got to win field position. Give it up. And that's all we have to do, man. We cannot match field goals with touchdowns, man. We have to score a touchdown. It was so embarrassing that we couldn't even find the end zone the last game. So again, we had 10 days off to you can't say you didn't have enough time. You had enough time to do a lot of things. You had a lot of time to reflect back on the Detroit game. You had enough time to readjust, reassign, re-scheme the game for this Sunday. So there's no more excuses. I just don't think there's no more excuses. But again, I don't like the fact that we're seeing $300 million sit on the sideline while the defense, in which that's more than the whole defense there and on the defensive side of the ball, that's stand on the field. So our offense is going to have to become our defense this week. I just that's how I feel about it, man. And if not, we're going to be in trouble again. But we have to be consistent. We got to execute, and we have to be productive, man, when we on this offense side of the ball. We can't, it's hard for us to have both sides of the ball playing poorly. Absolutely poorly.
Yeah, when it's both sides, it's just you just can't have it.
So somebody has to step up, Pete. Somebody has to step up, and
it is what it is. I get these questions throughout the week. Everybody asking me, "Hey, you think we're going to trade for this guy? We're going to trade for this guy?" Guys, Jerry, if we've learned anything from this guy the last 5, 10 years, he's not gonna make a move. He just ain't gonna do it. He's not gonna bring anybody to help save this team. This is what we got. This is what's on the roster. These guys, somebody has to step up and take control of this and be that leader.
Not even Myles Garrett.
No, and look, I would love it. Max Crosby, I would love it, but it would shock me, G. It would shock me 100% if he did anything, and it's just crazy how you're not willing to give up a fifth, sixth, seventh round pick for a guy, even if he's rented for a year to help this team. Because where are our seventh round picks playing right now? Where are you know what I'm saying? It's just like why are those picks so valuable to you?
Yeah. Here's a couple of comments. Lord Nova says, I know our offense scheme be better Sunday. And Lord Nova. I mean, everything does not have to be in shotgun. I saw a play I did on TikTok where there was like a 3rd and 2, man, and they had 2 safeties high. And I knew right then that this is they're playing the pass. And basically, Dak took the ball from shotgun. He tried to throw it, and sure enough, now, matter of fact, it was 4th down. It was 4th and 2, and we're in the shotgun. And sure enough, Dak goes to throw the ball, and sure enough, they played the pass incomplete. So it's things like that, man. I do not want to see this Sunday. I do not want to see that this Sunday, man. I need to see something fresh. And again, I think personally, it was going to have to go with a lot of double tight ends, overload left, overload right, and just run behind it. I don't care if they think, make them put an extra guy in the box. Make them put an extra guy in the box until they start stopping the run, and then you throw over the top. And this is something when we say it's not all Dak, but Dak, you have the ability to check out of plays, and you got to be able to read these plays and make it work for you. Even if the plays come in from Mike McCarthy and you don't like it, change it.
Do you feel like maybe he, like you're saying, we're telling him to take control, and he feels that like he knows what he's dealing with, and he's just trying to do more than what he has. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want him to do more, of course, but you want to check into the right play as well. And I wonder if he's just overthinking it sometimes, as far as trying to be as perfect as he can. I don't know.
And the question is that pressure? Because do he feel that he has to get the ball to CD? No, you give the ball to CD when he's open. If he's not open, don't force it. Yeah. You're the guy. You have the golden key, like Football Junkie said. You have the golden key. You do what you want to do. For $240 million with an $80 million signing bonus and $60 million a year, you can do what you want to do. If that means I'm going to tell CD from now on, I don't care what play comes in. If that cornerback is playing off you, give me a quick slant. We know that our front line cannot block. They can't hold a block. So guess what? Go back to your screen. Come on, Pete. We can figure this out.
But
go back to your screen passes. Go back to your slants. There's ways to beat the pressure.
And we talked about this last time where we felt like when he's in the hurry up mode, he's a little bit better thinking on his feet. But if you look at the 2 mistakes they made in that Lions game, like they were playing the game plan, and then they got into that situation. They try to get on the ball real quick, and then it was a mistake. And I was like, man, it's crazy. Like I think there's a difference between running the hurry up offense and then whenever you're just running a normal offense, and then you on one play you decide like, hey, let's hurry get to the line, let's run this play, and then bam, a mistake is made.
But see, but that I have to say, Dak, that's on you. It's your job to get these guys set up.
Yeah.
But again, with 10 days off, man, I'm going to come up with something. If I see they're running it too high, and if I'm in a shotgun, and I know it's different, but Pee Wee, if we saw something, I gave my quarterback the opportunity. If you see it too high, and you know they playing a pass, just call it a run play. If your running back is say, hand it off to him or pull it, and keep it. But we made adjustments from what we saw from the defense, and I think Dak has that ability, or he has the green light to do that. You got the golden key. You can do what you want to do. If you want to get rid of Mike McCarthy, you can get rid of Mike. He could actually get rid of Mike McCarthy if he wanted to. He can.
Yeah.
Because we know Dak is not going anywhere. Dak is not going anywhere. And Dak wanted to go into the office and say, Jerry, you know what? I love Mike McCarthy, but I can't do this. We would not win. He could.
Yeah.
And if he wanted another receiver, he can go. But see, closed mouth don't get fed. And a scared man can't win. So if this man doesn't speak up and he continues to watch and allow Mike McCarthy to coach him, it's okay. It's okay for Dak to say, hey, you know what? Now, coach, I don't like that. Let's do this. It's okay to say that, right?
Yeah, no, it is. But what do you think about this, G? You think about, we have two guys that were neck to neck, right? MVP. Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, right? Two guys that were MVP guys last year, played at all-time level. One guy, they went out and got a Derrick Henry for him. The other guy, they did absolutely nothing for him. And one guy is even elevated his game from that move. So, like I said, I think Dak can figure this out because we've seen him play well during, we know he can do it, right? But when you have your GM not doing things for your guy to better this team, that just plays a big part for me, man. That just plays a big part for me.
Brother, you cannot give me $240 million and can't say I don't have no say so.
Yeah.
What you gonna do with me, Jerry? Ain't nothing you can do with me. Either you give me this guy, or guess what's gonna be a long year for it. I need this guy.
Yeah.
But it's where we are right now, though, man. It's just where we are, and again, we had a bye week. So let's get into this. So some of the things that Dallas must do against this 49er team this week. What do you think?
We talked about it, man. You got to keep. Look, they're beat up too. They're missing big stars on the offensive side of the ball. Same things are being asked about their quarterback. Can he win without these guys? Can he win? And I mean, he's played well against us, and we played horrible against them the last few years. I think last year we lost them 42-10. Look, we're coming off a bye. There's no reason we shouldn't come out and play better and win. I'm picking us to win this game. McCarthy's been better off of buys. I'm banking on this offense to have figured it out. We're going to get the run game going, and we're gonna see touchdowns from our offense this week. That's what I'm banking on this week, coming off a bye, and I'm picking us to win this game. Look, guys, look. I know it seems like the world is falling. We're 3-3. We've looked horrible at home. It hasn't looked good. There's reason to say like, oh, we're just not going anywhere. But if we continue on that trend this week where we just look horrible again, then we can we can probably. But these guys are not going to give up on this. I feel like they've had this game circled. They want the 49ers. This is one of those ones where one of those teams they haven't been able to get over the hump. And we're 500, guys. We're not 1-6, and we're 3-0 on the road this year. We take it out. You want to say the teams have probably not been as good as we played, but we are 3-0, and we have looked better on the road than we have at home. So I do believe we go in and win this game.
Give it up for PR Cowboy. And I can respect that. I can respect that thought and your opinion on our Dallas Cowboys, but I have to beg to differ.
Let it out, G. Go for it, G.
I know it. And, it's this thing that's called big games. It's a thing called stage fright. There's a thing that's called an identity. This is something that we've been dealing with for the last 3-4 years when it comes to the 49ers. And first of all, let's talk about this identity of this team. I don't know what the identity is with the Cowboys. I mean, I don't, you see 49ers, they come out with the boom box and they come with the swag, and then you got the Baltimore Ravens, they do their thing. It's just, you can see the swag. But it's like we're a bunch of choir boys. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just don't see the toughness. And I'm just calling it like I see it. But sometimes a person can, run across another person that, he's had falling out with, and they get into it, and or just we'll just say teams. And this team just so happened to always have this other team's number. And I just don't think I have seen enough from our Cowboys, even though we have been road warriors, but this is a different beast. This is the 49ers. And yeah, I think it's a level playing ground. It really is. They got injured players. We got injured players. We get a few back, and I think they have more out than we do. And I'm sure the fans going to use that. Well, we had fans out. But I think there's a mental block with Dak when it comes to the 49ers. I just think there's a mental block. That's why I say it's so important for Dak to win this game. Dak needs this game. He has to get this monkey off his back, because this will ride him. And a few years before all this happened, we would beat the 49ers. We would beat them 49ers on a regular basis. But all of a sudden, these last 3 or 4 years, I think they're one game up on us now. But for whatever reason, I need Coach McCarthy to put Dak in a great situation in order to be successful. That's what it's going to take. Great coaching, but at the same time, I need Dak to be smart. I need his IQ to be up. And he's seen this defense several times. He's seen this defense. It's nothing new. You know the players. Fred Warner's going to be watching you. So I just don't think they've gotten over that hump as far as being able to overcome the obstacle with 49ers. And I just personally, I hate to say it, I just don't see the Cowboys winning this one, and which is a must. It's a must. This is a must-win game for the Cowboys. But unless they feel the pressure, maybe they can pull it off. But I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, Pete.
No. And like I said, I don't blame you. From what we've seen all year long, I don't blame anybody for you know what I'm saying? My thing is, like I've said all the time, we're at pretty much at the halftime point of the year. So we're gonna come out of this bye week, and like I said, I hope I'm right, and I hope they, like you said, I hope they figured out their identity and they get it rolling, and we made the adjustments and they get going. Like you said, this is a must win regardless. Have to win this game. So we're gonna find out who they are. Are we still the same? We're still this team that we've been seeing for the last 6 weeks, or have we cut that out and we're, all new, and we're start get the ball rolling and put some wins together? Like I said, Sunday will prove what we are. I think for the rest of the year, I think Sunday will show what we're going to be for the rest of the year.
I totally agree with you, and I really think, and this is why I say what I said, is because I know the 49ers was watching that game when we played the Detroit Lions. Oh, yeah. I know they were. So I see them doing the same thing as Detroit did. Might have a little twist to it, but we have to be better. We have to be better. So, all right, man, I guess we hold everybody up long enough. Hey, before you guys leave tonight, please do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the notification button, and also share this video. We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us tonight. As always, we're not, like we say, without you guys, we would not be where we are today. So thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. And we're going to get back with you. So now let's get ready and see what happens on Sunday night, prime time, Pete.
All smiles next Wednesday, G. All smiles next Wednesday. Come on, man. We're going to come with it.
All smiles. All smiles. Prove me wrong, Pete. So with that being said, people, we appreciate everybody. So like we always say, continue to stay safe and continue to be blessed. Deuces.